Sorry, Femi, I had issues with my network.
That's right.
Okay. I'll be sharing my screen back. Okay, so today we'll be talking about support and resistance. Can you see my screen?
Well, it's actually a black screen, but it said it used to be start showing screen. Okay, I can see now.
Okay. So we're talking about support and resistance. The last class I told you support is kind of serves like a kind of flow, while resistance serves like a roof.
Sorry, I didn't hear that.
Support is like a flow. It serves as a flow, while resistance serves as a roof.
Yeah.
Okay, this is what I mean. Let's say you have your chart coming this way. What can you notice?
Uh,
It's not breaking beyond this limits.
it's not. Sorry.
That's the horizontal level. It's not breaking beyond this
Yeah.
horizontal limits.
Yeah.
This you can see it's finding it hard to go beyond that point.
Mm.
You can see.
Yeah.
So that is a resistance. Then
That's
the
fine.
exact opposite is a support. You'd have a falling market, finding it hard to break beyond a floor region. Something like this. So this is the support. You grab.
Mhm.
Okay. So these are horizontal supports and resistance. We can have them in a slanting form, like something like this. And have this. You can have something like this. You get.
Yep. Gotcha.
So it's still finding it hard to
That's
break beyond this region. It's still falling on the
yeah.
same line.
Mm.
You can
So
have
this
it.
support, right?
Yeah, this is a support. You can have
Okay.
the other. You can have it the other way. And this is the resistance. You get.
Gotcha.
So a slanting support or resistance can also be called a trend line.
Trend line. Okay.
Yeah, can also be called a trend line. But one mistake people make is that they take support and resistances to be just a line. It's more than a line, it is a region.
Mm.
It's a region. Let's say you have your chart going this way. Then you have they would draw their supports this way. Okay, make sure you take note of these things I say.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it gets to this point, it bounces back, to this point, bounces back, or bounces back. So when it gets to this point, they would sell, ideally, right? Because they're expecting it to
Mm.
fall. So they'll place a sell trade at this point and probably place their stop loss somewhere here. Somewhere here. let me change this to red. They'll place their stop loss there and their take profits somewhere, let's say somewhere here.
Okay.
So now they are taking their red line to be the stop loss and the green line to be their take profits. You know what stop loss and take profits is?
Yeah.
Yeah, which is kind of wrong because now they've assumed that, okay, the market would try to get to this level and bounce back. But a resistance is not just a point or a horizontal line, it's a region. So the market can come in this way. Instead of going down, it can come a little, break beyond this point and fall deep. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Yeah, so your stop loss should not be too close. It should be away from that level because resistance is a region and not just a line. The same goes for, that's why people get caught out of the market and eventually you see the market going in your direction because their stop loss was too tight, too close. The same thing goes for the supports. Let me show you that. You have the market coming this way, bounces up, this way bounces up, this way. So now they would come and put a line here or place a buy trade here, then have their stop loss somewhere around here, which is too close. Then they will have their take profit somewhere around here. Ideally, the banks do not want you to gain from the market. So you placing a buy trade here, it's they are expecting that if every trader should place a buy trade here, then there will be no one to sell. And for you to buy, you must have someone at the other end selling.
Sorry, can you repeat that?
For you to buy, you must have someone at the other end selling.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. So they place a buy trade here and place the stop loss very low, and the market will just act funny. It will go in their direction a little and boom, take them out and eventually return. In fact, it will go higher. It might now come this way, bounce around this level and then go up. So that's why people wonder that why did they get stopped out of the market and eventually it goes in that direction. Fine, the analysis was right, but the stop loss was too tight and the banks will take them out that way. So let's see from the real charts.
This is just a quick question.
Yeah, sure.
So, like resistance and support, yeah, like they tell you, for example, if the market goes towards a region which is resistance and it keeps
Yeah,
bouncing back off,
yeah.
like is that telling you that the market is soon gonna go like on an uptrend, or what is
It
that?
should. When like yesterday when I was explaining, I told you that when it bounces the first time, it gets to a region. It tested the level the
Yeah.
first time, the second time. So the second time is like confirmation that that's a resistance. Then the third time you can buy depending on how the trend is, the general trend is. If you are buying based on support alone, you might be wrong. So this is where the term confluence comes in, where you look at the market structure and puts you don't just go in because of a single confirmation.
Mm.
Yeah, so series you must have series of confirmation, at least three before placing a trade, whether a buy, a sell, or um sorry, whether you're using market structure, an indicator, or whatever. If you look at the picture I sent to the group last, where I placed a buy trade,
Yeah.
where I said we should buy Boom 1000. I'm working with three. I had three confirmations if not full, around that region before I say they should
Oh,
buy.
okay.
Yeah, so I won't just tell them to buy because the market is going up. No. Firstly, my indicator is touching my indicator at that region, and the indicator serves like a kind of resistance. That's the first one I
Okay.
saw. The second one is an order block. I would explain the concept of order blocks to you later. And the third, that region is a very strong resistance. If you go back to the picture, you'd see it forming a lot of candles around that region.
Okay.
Yeah. So I had like 3 to 4 confirmations before telling them to buy. So are we good?
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's check the real chart now. If we would see a resistance. Okay. Now look at this line. This blue line. You know, I told you resistance is not just a line, it's a region.
Mm.
Let me zoom into this. Let's see if we could go one more.
Sorry, can I just point out something?
Okay, sure.
Like when you're doing this 1 month, 5 days, 1 day thing,
Yeah.
there's another thing at the top just beside the CAD JPY. Is that the same thing? Or is that different? What's the difference?
The 30,
Like yeah, the 30 minute, like just above that. Yeah.
each of these kind of stands for 30 minutes. So I don't know
Okay.
why they are having issues here. It's meant to be 30 minutes here, but I don't know why it's contradicting. You get,
Yeah.
but ideally this is a 30 minutes chart. So I don't know why it's contradicting.
There's one on the just right above like the Canadian dollar, like just right there.
Yeah,
Yeah, right
this
there.
yeah, this is for 30 minutes. So we can
Is
take
that what
this to 1 hour. Huh?
you
You get,
okay. I was asking, isn't that where you change it from?
yeah,
You
yeah,
were
yeah.
changing from the bottom, so
Any anyone.
all right.
But you can change it from here too. Since that one is not working. So I can go to, let's say, 1 day here. So you'd see that clearly. I lost it. Let me go back to 1 hour. Okay. Now can you see this region? I'm going to place a triangle there so you can understand. Uh, okay. You can see clearly, right?
Yeah, I can see it.
Okay. You can see the first time it got to this point, tested this point, it's bounced back.
Yeah.
The second, it tested, almost got to that line, but it did not. I told you resistance is a region and not just a line.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's bounced back. The third time, it bounced back. The fourth bounced back. So let's say the first time it got to that point, I won't even assume it's a resistance. It came the second
Yeah.
time, it now confirms it to be a resistance. But if you're still not sure, you can wait for the third time. It got here again the third time, it's bounced back. So the fourth time, I'm not just seeing a resistance here. I'm going to talk about candles. So here now I can see series of candles that are giving me confirmation to sell. You
Okay.
get, yeah.
Yeah.
So when it got to this region, I would have placed
Sorry.
a sell trade. Okay.
So, wait, you're gonna tell me how to know when the candle indicates that,
Yeah,
right?
sure. I'm going to teach you in candles. In fact,
Okay.
that would take these. Candles is like one of the most important thing in trading. Your strategies might be correct. Your um everything, your confluence might be correct. Your strategies will be correct. But if you don't know when to enter using the right candles, you'd be caught out of the trade.
Mm,
So candle is a very, very powerful tool because it will decide your entry. If you'd
I
enter the
got you.
market early enough or late, it depends on your candle.
Got you.
Yeah. So at this point, I would have placed a sell this region. You get
Okay.
this is a type of candle. I can see a shooting star here. I'll teach you that later. I would have placed the
Mm,
sell trade here, and probably my TP would have been somewhere around here. I'll teach you how to place stop loss and take profits later. You get
mhm.
then I would have been out of the market probably around here. Then when it reverses back again, it tested this region again. You can see it formed series of candles around here before falling. You get so in fact from this point, since it has been testing this point for long, I would have taken my TP way below. Let me see. This would be. Do you know how to calculate pips?
Yeah, I think I
Okay.
have. Yeah.
Okay. Trading View can help you calculate that easily. This is
Okay.
about 95 pips. It's about 95 pips.
Gotcha. I
This
see.
is about, yeah, this is about 95 pips. So, what you can see, this rectangle, I'm going to pull it down to this region. Okay. So can you see what happened around here? You know, ideally, let's say we place the sell trade here, it went well. Here, we would have as well placed another sell trade, but look at what happened. It went up before falling.
Yeah.
And in fact, it fell deeper than before. But something happened
Yeah.
around here. Every other trader would have placed their stop loss probably around here. But now,
Okay.
like I said, the banks will get you out of the market. So now the banks placed a buy trade here. They would allow every other trader to enter a buy market, then sell. You can see these long candles compared to every other candle. This is what the bank does.
Mm,
They call them the market players or the market makers. They decide how the market would go because they buy in very
big amounts.
large volume. Exactly, the volume they buy is very, very large. So they place a sell trade here, gets all the people who bought here out of the market. Then look at how far it went. You can see how deep it went. Let me calculate the pips from here
Okay.
down until here. 171 pips. 171 pips. If you are on 0.1 lot size, that would be $171. If you're on one lot size, that would be $1,701. So, okay. So you get the concept of resistance now.
Yeah.
So let's try looking for a support. I'm still going to show you horizontal resistance, but for now, let's just do that. I'm still going to show you the diagonal or slanting resistance. But for now, let's just do horizontal. Okay, let's check for a support. Okay, before that, what type of trend is this? From this point up to this point?
Okay.
Yeah, an uptrend. An uptrend. Can you tell me why it's an uptrend?
Well, it's going up, I guess. I mean, how do I explain?
Remember yesterday I told you an uptrend makes a series of higher highs and higher lows.
Yeah, I know that.
Yeah. So this is one high. This is a higher low, a higher high, 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 a higher low, then a higher high. You can see none of the lows, the higher lows broke the former. This is the lowest low, then a higher low. It, it did not go below this region.
Okay.
You can see up until this point. Then this one started falling and still it's still an uptrend because it did not. This is the last valid higher low. Let me draw a triangle here. Let me do a rectangle here rather. You can see this is the last valid low. So at this point now, yeah, I can say the market was ranging because it was just making highs and lows.
Yeah.
Then when it got to that region, it tried breaking it, but it could not. This candle, it's look at this is a bullish candle, this is a bearish candle, the red one. It's tried breaking it with a red bearish candle, but no, a green candle popped up. And when you want to check for a breaking structure, if let's say I'm expecting a red candle, I'm expecting this trend to change for a breaking structure to happen, right? So I'm expecting a bearish candle, but here it's closed with a bearish candle on this region, but the next candle was a bullish candle. So that is not a breaking structure. And because of the type of candles I can see forming here, it's telling me that it's not yet a breaking structure. If it's a breaking structure, I would have something like this. The momentum will be very, very strong. I would have something like this, then a retest and down.
Okay.
You grab, yeah. So that's the breaking structure, a valid one. But here you can see it went up, back, and it continued that way. So once it got to this region and you've seen the formation of candles, you would have placed the buy trade here. It went high, it retested and up. You get.
Okay.
So this, in fact, this doubles as a form of support because it tested it a lot of with a lot of candles here. Let's go to 1 hour. You'd see a series of candles. You can see, look at this region. This is 1 hour now. That was 4 hours before.
Mhm.
You can see it tested it here the first time. The second time, it's a series of candles. Then, in fact, let me check the date. It tested it first in 9th, around 9th March 2021. The next was 10, and the next time it came to that region was in, let's see, that's in April,
Mhm.
sometime in April. You get, let's go back to 4 hours. I told you about top to down analysis in the last class. Just remember.
Yeah. Yeah. Let me. Yeah. Basically, you go with the biggest time first, right?
Yeah, yeah. So that is a support. The support acts like a flow. I can see another support here. Let me draw a triangle there, a rectangle rather. It tested it the first time here, the second time here, and the third time it tried and it went up. You get, yeah,
Can you show me that?
yeah, the first time here.
Okay.
This is a 4 hour candle, so you might really not see, you might not see much. We tested it the first
Mhm.
time here. It came here the second time, but it did not get to this point. I told you it's a region and not just a line.
Okay.
So the third time here, the fourth time it got to this point before bouncing back up completely. And I can also see a form of resistance. Let me draw a rectangle. Can you see this?
Yeah, I can see it.
Yeah, it tested the first time here, the second time, the third time, the fourth time, and it went up. So now it broke the structure. Look at what I was trying to explain the other time. When there's a break in structure, it will be very, very obvious.
Mm.
It will be very, 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 very obvious. It broke it with a series of green candles. Bullish, 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 bullish. You get,
Mhm.
so after that, it's retested, like I explained the other time, before going up. So to have a double confirmation, anytime you have a break in structure, the best is to wait for a retest. Don't worry, I will teach you entries. Entries is very, very important. Combination of entries and candles. So it broke the structure here. It retested back to this region. So now the resistance is now serving as a support here. You get,
Okay.
so most times when there's a break in structure from a resistance, the resistance might eventually act as a support.
Mm.
Yeah. Or when there is a break in structure from a support zone, the support zone might eventually act as a resistance, might now act as resistance. So now it broke the resistance, it's retested back to that region as a support now before going up. You get,
Mhm.
so let me try looking for one more. fact, we can go to another pair. Let's try Euro USD, which is one of the most traded pair in the market. USD. Remember your top to down analysis. If possible, you go to the monthly time frame first. So let's see. My network is trying to load.
Yeah. Once you zoom in, looks.
It's still loading.
Also,
Yeah. Finding it hard to load. Maybe I should just step down to 4 hours or daily. Let's see the daily time frame. Okay, the daily time frame is loading. Okay.
Yeah. Everything okay?